Hello and welcome to Kelly Legends Media. Okay, so I know a lot of you have seen videos lately by different content creators about Sucker Free 104 being unalived in his neighborhood. Okay, young brother was from Lenox, and they found him in a wall that he had posted a picture where his video was written across the wall. His car was parked there. All the doors were open. I don't know if law enforcement searched the car and left all the doors open, but he was laying towards the back end of his vehicle. So I've heard different stories that he had been on social media saying where he was, posting it, or putting that picture out there where people could recognize the area. A lot of people, when I do videos, they say, hey, you were over here by this street. Hey, you were over here by this park. They could tell by the surrounding areas that appear in the back of the video. And that may have been the case with this guy. Now, this is an open case, okay? There hasn't been any arrest. There hasn't been no talk about them looking for anybody. But I seen one of the channels today, Breaking the Cycle by Slugs, who in fact entitled his video with a scenario that he may have been told, or I don't know how he found out, because he's in Mexico, okay? I know he was Sally's with a guy from Lenox. I don't know if he still talks to dude. But anyways, I guess he had got some type of inside information regarding what went down, and he says it on his video, which I think is very dangerous. I think we're all need to be responsible with some of the things that we put out there. Now, I understand that the guy had locked it up, like he's already in bad standings, but nevertheless, you don't want to talk about certain things for your own well-being. Anything could happen. But he mentioned a scenario that I guess the uncle may be putting out there as to how Sucker Free 104 was unalived, okay? Either way, it's just a matter of time. What I believe, it's just a matter of time till they catch whoever did it. Like I said, man, there's so many cameras. There may have been other people there when this happened. They're through the investigation. They're gonna find a thread, man. They're gonna follow that thread, and they're gonna get back to whoever did this. I'm sure they are. But when I saw that video with Breaking the Cycle by Slugs, I was tripping out because like this is an open case, and he did another video a while back about his primo, a situation with his primo, as to his primo testifying on him. And I'm going to go ahead and say it now, because what happened was a few days after he did that video, his primo got unalived at a prison where he was at. Now, did it have anything to do with what this channel put out regarding that individual being tied to his arrest? I don't know. But it was very, very peculiar the way things went down, because shortly after Breaking the Cycle's video, just a few days later, his primo gets killed, unalived. So, again, like I said, we have to be responsible with what we put out there and with the things that we say that come out of our mouth, Anyways, this young man, he lost his life. And he was a rapper. He was doing his thing. He seemed to have a lot of support by the youth in his community and stuff. And he could have did something with this. He had his foot in the door, But instead, he chose to run the streets still and try to take from the best of both worlds, And it doesn't work out like that, You got to pick your poison. Now, another guy that had came out recently on several of the channels was the dude that got killed in one of these prison yards. You know, they showed his picture and stuff. I'm not going to mention him or the name of his neighborhood or anything. I'm not going to give him any type of recognition, clout, or credit or anything. But this guy had a party at his house, and one of his homies had showed up. And this homie had recently had a kid, right? So when he showed up, the dude that got killed on the prison yard said, "Hey man, where you been? You know, how come you haven't been coming around? What, you don't want to be from the barrio or what?" He said, "No, I just had a baby, you know, and you know, I've been taking care of my kid and doing my thing with my girl, trying to get, you know, our feet on the ground." Anyways, he ends up unaliving this dude. And, you know, karma's a bitch, you know. He's out on that yard and he got a taste of his own medicine, you know, and ended up getting poked up, you know, and put to bed. So it's like a never-ending pattern, you know what I mean? An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. You know, people go back and forth with things when something like this takes place, you know. And if they don't, one day karma just rears its ugly head on you, you know, and you get what you ditch out, you know. It seems to be a repeated pattern in life, and people call it karma, you know. But this dude took out his own homeboy, you know. And what brought that to my mind had to do with the video that I seen today by one of these content creators putting out different scenarios. Because I think Dubs mentioned that he wouldn't be surprised if it was one of them dudes, you know, that did it, just because he knows the way homeboys act now. Before, homeboys wouldn't shoot at each other. Homeboys wouldn't stab each other. It was mandatory, man. You had to get down with them, you know. But things have changed, you know. People are scared to fight, so they pull out weapons right away, you know. Easiest thing. And yeah, the environment's a lot more vicious now than it was back in the days. And now that I'm mentioning back in the days, man, you know, Blue Devil speaks about a lot of different things, right? And for a long time, he was going in on the OGs, you know, on the old man and the mugrosos or whatever he was calling them, right? Well, I seen one of his I don't know what it was, but it was something that he was doing on his channel. And pretty much he was kind of like making an announcement addressing the OGs, that all you OGs out there need to speak to these kids, man, and give them some klecha and let them know what's up. You know, that'll help them do better in life, you know, like start a business. Because, you know, a big thing about Blue Devil's claim of fame is that he has his business. So he's like, you know, you gotta you know, give these kids good advice and good direction, you know, especially OGs. Look, I'm going to dispel that myth right now, okay? It's not an OG's job. It's everybody's job, man. You know whose job it is? To talk to these kids and stuff that get crazy ideas in their head about being from a neighborhood and tattooing their faces and, you know, trying to act all acá. Hey, you know that big long list of comments on the site, all the people that have so much to say, that comment section that every content creator creates with each video that they put out. That's whose job it is, you know, to talk to the chavalos around them, the kids around them, the youth around them, or that they run into or that they see on the bus coming from school, or when you're going in a liquor store that you see out trying to get one with an ID to buy them pisto and they want some pisto to go drink and run them up. Those are All that are opportunities, man, to speak to the youth and just to give them some advice. And just yesterday, I was out on Whittier Boulevard. I don't know where this homie was from, but he was blasted up and stuff. He was with this girl. He went in. While he came out where me and my homies were to throw something away in one of the trash cans outside. And I called him over, and he came over, asked him where he was from. So he told me. I shook his hand. I told him who I was. And his barrio was up by the Pino. You know, that big pine tree that comes out on movies and stuff. Very famous in East Los Angeles, up towards Boyle Heights area. Well, that's where his barrio's at, right there. It's a new barrio. I never had even heard of it. But he was telling me they have chapters in other areas and stuff. And I told him, oh, that's free. I just asked him, hey, you have any kids? He says, yeah, as a matter of fact, I have 2. And I told him, I go, well, you know what, homie? I know all them people are on that Pino. They probably, like, got love for you and respect you, homie. But them 2 little babies of yours, they're the ones that got their eyes on you, man. On how you live your life and the things that you do and stuff. Try to not get caught up, man. End up in prison where you can't be there for them or for that lady that has your babies, you know. And he goes, yeah, I know. I think about that sometimes. And I go, I know, homie. You're probably rolling your eyes like, oh man, this OG is gonna come at me with some preaching. I'm not, homie. It was just in my heart to tell you that, so I wanted to share that with you. Hey, homie, but you have a nice day, you know. And I shook his hand, and he was, hey, gracias, you know. I really appreciate your words and everything. Hey, you guys take it easy. Told my homeboys, you know, gave him some love, some respect, and he got on his way. Went in, got his girl. After a while, they came out, and all right, hey, you guys take it easy. And he went off down the street. You know what I mean? It was an opportunity that just walked out, and I took advantage of. Everybody, man, who's out there, out and about, you know, and you meet somebody, man, you could just you don't need to get into a big old long conversation. Just plant a seed, man. Plant a seed. Someone might come along and water that seed. And someone else might come along and cultivate it a little more. And one day, maybe when this guy finds himself in a shaky situation, might think, you know what? Maybe I should do something different. You know? I hear people in the comment section just talking mamadas, you know? You guys like to talk a lot and stuff? Hey, talk to the youngsters, you know? Including you, Blue Devil. Look, man, you're not that young, homie, and you've been through some things in your life. I know about you, homie. I know what the things you've been involved with and stuff, and I know a little bit about your past. Hey, you have some stuff that you could share with people too. Look, you're a perfect example. You started a business. You know, you're doing things with the homies and stuff. You say what you're doing is to put on the homies that are trying to get into the music industry or are part of the music industry. Yeah, it's all good. That's feedback. But you too, it's not just the OG job. As a matter of fact, you're already there, home, 40 years old. I mean, you're not a kid anymore, you know. You're already you're already past the hump, homie. You're coming down on the other side already. You know, them days are over too. You're already a grown ass man, an older man. You know, so take advantage yourself, and do a little bit of talking to the youngsters and giving them some positive klecha. You know what I mean? Even if you do it on your platform, you know, there's nothing wrong with it. Nobody's gonna think poorly of you. You know what I mean? But yeah, I felt some kind of way, like you were letting the OGs, like, hey man, like you OGs should do this. You know, like I know what you were saying. It's a positive thing and it's a good thing to do, but it's not just us, man. Everybody, somebody could be a young brother. Maybe you're only 16 years old, and you know something about the streets and what the streets can do to you. Maybe you lost a friend or something. You could get with your little brothers, man, your little primos, and talk to them about that and let them know, you know, some of the positive things that are available for them, and how going a certain way can get you laid out one day in the street, you know, like this young man here. Yeah, there's this is an old story. Sucker Free 104 story is an old story, man. It's been going on for years, and I'm sure we're going to see it for a lot of years to come, you know. Let's take advantage of opportunities we get each and every day, not just the OGs, everybody, man. Moms, sisters, talk to the youngins, man. Talk to the kids. Let them know there's nothing weak about it. There's nothing bad about it, man. The only place that the La Vida Loca gets you is either one of two places, either the Pinta or the Pantron. Both are places that you don't want to go forever in your life. You know, those are the places that we dread. The cemetery and the prisons. The Panteon is like so easy to get there, man. It's a freebie, and it's all day, you know. And time, life in prison, they give it out like candy, man. The courts are handing it out to the youth like candy, you know. We're losing so many young Hispanics, young men, period, you know, to the system. And I've seen people go in there with their innocence intact, and by the time they come out, they're a totally different person, you know. Anyways, this is my video for today. Rest in peace, Sucker Free 104. My condolences to the family, to his homies, to anybody who knew him, associated themselves with him. You know, it's a terrible thing, man, and it's happening all over. We don't hear about it. You know, we heard about this young man because he has he's recognizable person, you know. So word got out right away. But man, our kids are dropping like flies out in the street. You know, I see the car washes, man. I drive around through the different neighborhoods, and I see the car washes, you know. So I know what that means, you know. Let's take advantage and you know, let's mention this on our platforms, you know. So a positive message with every content that we put out, you know, regardless what it's about. You know, let's do that for the youngsters, you know. Anyways, this is my video. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, if you can, please hit that subscribe button down below. It doesn't cost anything. Set that notification bell on all so you'll be notified whenever a video drops or if we go live. And another thing real important, hit that like button, that thumbs up button. If you could press that button, I'd really appreciate it. It helps support the channel, and it helps these videos move through the algorithm, you know. So before I leave, again, man, I know a lot of people probably ain't watching, but any content creator that's watching, let's be careful what we say, man, and put out on our channels, man, because like I said, I know this case is an open case, you know, and that entails a lot of things, you know. So yeah, man, rest in peace, everybody, man, that has lost their life to gang violence. God bless you. God bless your families. And stay free, people. Stay free. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.